Hey, folks, I appreciate you joining me today on the Transplant Helper for just a brief moment. Today, I have nothing for you except for a very quick tip. I think one that will apply to many of us if you've been around the transplant world for a long time. Obviously, if you've been around the transplant world, you've had a number of sticks and pricks and IV lines ran, PICC lines, central lines, you know all of that. Every time they go, they cut you, they tap you, they push you, they do something to you that makes you bleed. And if you're like I am, and when you're in the hospital, especially for extended periods of times, you don't want to spend all your days in their gowns, the ones that don't close in the back and that show your rear. You want to be in some street clothes when you can. So more times than not, I go in, I might put on the gown for maybe the first few hours while they're kind of giving me the rundown, looking me over, sending me off for tests. But then past that, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to go back to my street clothes. And so now we've got blood draws and all this stuff coming in while I'm in my street clothes. And if you get blood on one of my precious t-shirts, where it's a Transplant Helper t-shirt like this one, or one of my Alabama t-shirts like I filmed in earlier today, I'm not going to like that. As a matter of fact, back several years ago, I would have downright been angry about it until I learned how to get that blood out. So that's what this is all about today, teaching you how to get blood out of your clothing almost instantly in the moment with no washing machine involved, okay? And we're also not going to be using an old rough board outside, scrubbing it like your great-grandmother did. We're going to get it out the easy, legit way in just a moment. So let me take you over to my t-shirt and I'll show you what I've got going on. Well, as you can see, here we are. I've got an old white t-shirt of mine that's got a little blood spatter on it here. A pretty good dot of blood, actually. And by the way, it goes front to back. I'm not going to turn the shirt over, but it goes all the way through. So worst case scenario, probably. And, of course, I just grab a little bottle of hydrogen peroxide. You pick up at any drugstore, Walmart, whatever. Some are afraid of it maybe fading clothing. I don't worry about it. This is white. It won't matter for sure. But even on other clothing and stuff I've used it on, it's done just fine. As you can see, upon putting it on, it kind of foamed like it would if you use it on your body, as well as already kind of started to fade and spread the blood out. So I'll just lay it down flat and we'll reapply, this time applying just a little bit more, and you'll see a whole lot more foaming now. I've kind of stirred that blood droplet up. It was pretty much dry, but I've stirred it up big time now. And so we got a lot of blood there out, and again, I'm just kind of pushing it out, pushing it around, getting it to be thinner. Then I'll do a third application, which you'll see is going to do a lot. It's really going to start pulling the red blood cells out of this and try to clean things up. It's not going to be pristine at this point. It's just going to be very diluted, and it's ready for the wash. Now, the thing is, if you're in the hospital and you can't wash it, it's ready to run under the sink, squeeze out, and go back to using it. So bed sheets, t-shirts, whatever, you can use it and it will work.